Imagine this. You walk into a room, and there she is. She doesn't look directly at you, but something about her energy shifts the moment you arrive. She acts like she's busy, maybe scrolling through her phone, maybe pretending to be in a deep conversation, but every fiber of her being seems aware of your presence. Now here's the truth most men overlook. Women are often masters at hiding their feelings. They're careful, they're protective, and sometimes they're terrified of being too obvious. But psychology always leaves breadcrumbs, and if you learn to notice the signs, you'll never again have to wonder if she likes you. You'll know. The funny thing about attraction is that it rarely hides completely. Even when someone tries to cover it up, it leaks out in subtle movements, in unconscious choices, in patterns that give them away. A woman who likes you but doesn't want to show it might never confess it with words, but her actions, her behavior, her little contradictions, they'll speak louder than anything she says. Think about it. Why would someone try to hide their feelings in the first place? Maybe she's shy, maybe she's worried about rejection, maybe she's scared of ruining a friendship, maybe her pride won't let her admit how much she likes you, or maybe she wants to test you, to see if you can figure it out without her spelling it out. Whatever the reason, it creates a beautiful puzzle, and if you can solve that puzzle, you'll unlock a part of female psychology that most men will never understand. So let's start with the first undeniable truth. Attention is never wasted. If a woman likes you, even when she's trying to disguise it, she will notice you more than others. She might pretend she's not looking, but somehow she always catches when you enter the room. She remembers small things you said weeks ago. She recalls details you don't even remember sharing. That's not an accident. That's investment. It's proof that you're living in her mind rent-free, even if she won't admit it. Now here's another powerful sign: mixed signals. Men often get frustrated by this, but in reality, mixed signals are sometimes the clearest signals of all. She might act cold one moment and warm the next. She may tease you, then suddenly act distant. That push and pull is not confusion, it's conflict. It's her battling between wanting to show interest and trying to hide it. The human heart doesn't lie, but pride sometimes tries to. And when you see those contradictions, you're witnessing the fight between desire and defense. Pay attention also to the subtle body language. Psychology tells us that attraction leaks through micro-expressions and unconscious movement. She might angle her body slightly toward you, even when she's talking to someone else. She might play with her hair or adjust her clothes more often when you're around. She might even avoid too much eye contact, because holding your gaze feels too revealing. Ironically, the avoidance of eye contact can sometimes be a bigger sign than staring directly, because it's not disinterest, it's nerves. Here's something else most men overlook: proximity. If she's always finding a reason to be near you, even in small ways, that's not an accident. Maybe she chooses the seat closer to you when there are plenty of other options. Maybe she shows up at places where she knows you'll be. Maybe she lingers in conversations longer than necessary, even if she pretends she's just about to leave. Those choices repeated over time reveal preference, and preference is attraction's fingerprint. Now let's talk about the way she reacts to other women around you. This one is subtle but powerful. If she likes you, she may not openly express jealousy, but you'll see hints of it. Maybe her mood changes slightly when another woman gets your attention. Maybe she suddenly becomes quieter, or maybe she starts overcompensating by being more talkative. That small shift is a psychological giveaway, because when someone doesn't care, they don't care. But when they do, they notice competition even if they pretend not to. Another hidden sign is in communication. She might not always initiate conversations, but when she does, she'll often disguise her interest with casual topic. She might send a message that seems ordinary on the surface, something like, "Did you see that movie everyone's talking about?" or how's your day going, but the fact that she reached out at all unprovoked is the key. Women who like you will find reasons to keep you engaged, even if they cloak those reasons in everyday language. Now here's the big one: supportive behavior. A woman who likes you will show care in subtle ways, even when she tries to hide her emotions. She'll notice when you're off your game. She'll encourage you quietly. She'll give compliments in a roundabout way. Maybe not, "You look amazing today," but something like, "That color suits you," or "You're really good at this." These aren't just words, they're small emotional investments, carefully packaged to not look too obvious. At this point, you might be thinking, why does she go through all this trouble? Why not just say it? And here's the answer: women are wired differently when it comes to vulnerability. Society has taught many women to be careful with their feelings, to guard their hearts, to wait for the man to make the first move. So instead of bold confessions, they drop breadcrumbs. Instead of announcing their feelings, they test to see if you're perceptive enough to notice. Not about playing games, it's about protection. And here's where the motivation comes in. If you're a man watching this, your job is not to sit passively waiting for some dramatic confession. Your job is to become more observant, more confident, more aware. Stop doubting yourself every time you feel a vibe. Trust your instincts. When a woman is showing you signs, no matter how subtle, you owe it to both of you to take a step forward, because often she's waiting for you to make it safe for her to stop hiding. The men who succeed in relationships are not always the best looking, the richest, or the most charming. They are the men who pay attention, the men who noticed the way she smiled a little differently at them than at others, the men who caught the way she remembered something tiny he said weeks ago, the men who picked up on the way she got just a little bit quieter when he mentioned another woman. Awareness is your superpower. So here's the challenge for you: stop ignoring the sign. Stop convincing yourself she's just being polite. Stop telling yourself, "She would tell me if she liked me," because the reality is, she might not. Not out of fear, not out of pride, not out of shyness, but her psychology, her actions, her hidden signals, they're telling the story. Are you willing to listen? Remember this: attraction is rarely invisible. It only looks invisible to those who aren't paying attention. If you learn to read between the lines, to catch the little details, to see what's unsaid, you'll never again be confused about where you stand. And once you know, the power is in your hands. Will you take the risk? Will you step up? Will you create the space for her to reveal what she's been hiding? Because deep down, every woman who likes you but hides it is hoping for one thing: that you'll recognize her signals, that you'll give her the reassurance she needs, that you'll have the courage to act. And when you do, you don't just unlock her feelings, you unlock connection, you unlock trust, you unlock the beginning of something real. So pay attention, look closer, be bold enough to see what's right in front of you, because the signs are always there. And the moment you decide to stop doubting yourself and start trusting what you see, everything changes.